everyone, welcome to another round of Chitter Chatter. Today we are going to chit chat with author AKSHAT Gupta. Well, we are talking about his second book, but I had also been an MC on his first book. So this book is really special for me for many reasons. And I'm so looking forward for this Chitter Chatter because he's been ruling the Amazon with his two books, The Hidden Hindu Part 1 and Part 2. Well, it's a trilogy and third part is on the way. And before that, we are going to have a lot of chitter chatter with him to know all about these books. I'm sure you have read part 1 of the trilogy and you must be on the way to read part 2. Even I'm super excited about these books and also about how he thought of it, how he wrote it, how long did it take. All that we're going to ask him. So let's get started. Let's send him an invite. Hello, author AKSHAT Gupta. Welcome to Chitter Chatter.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Give me a moment to sit. Is this fine? Is this okay?
Perfectly fine, like always. You know, when it comes to chitter chatter, him talking, there's so much content that I don't know how we are going to finish in one chitter chatter. तो हमको लगता है हमारे sessions के साथ बहुत सारे chitter chatters connect पड़ेंगे आपके साथ.
जब आप आदेश करें जितनी बार आप बोलें.
तो पहले तो congratulations on the second part of your trilogy, and
thank you so much.
Amazon.
Sorry?
I said you're ruling Amazon with The Hidden Hindu.
Yeah, it is in top 100. People are loving it. They're liking it more than the first part. It seems like finally, the hard work, time and effort of past 6 years is now paying, because all that an author needs is his readers, his or her readers to like his or her work. So thank you so much for all those people who are loving it. I've been continuously promising to people that the second part is going to be better than the first one. Now people agree to that and I'm so happy.
इसको बोलते हैं modesty. Like here, I have viewers saying we love the book, we love the writing, we love all that, the way the story is progressing. And कितने modestly author AKSHAT Gupta ने कहा, and the viewers are liking it. Well, they are loving it. They're not just liking it. So, is it like building stress for the third part already?
Well, I've been fortunate enough that I have finished all the 3 parts before the stress started. So the third part is already gone to the publisher. The third part is scheduled for February, the coming February, which is also not too far. The first part has become a national bestseller in a record-breaking time of 5 months. Thank you to all the readers. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to you.
Why me?
Well, it's not been very long that we were sharing a stage on Crossword Kim's Corner along with Mr. Ashwin Sanghi. So you were the moderator. We are meeting for the second time, and you definitely owe a thank you from me at least.
Thank you so much, author, for making me a part of your journey right from the very beginning. I am blessed to be a part of this, the Hidden Hindu part, and I'm so excited already for the third part, because now that you've told me it's already gone for printing, so the wait is not going to be too long for the readers out here who want to know what happened finally with the, the story, because that's what everyone wants to know, and you've kept them on a hook always.
Yes, I did. It was intentionally done to irritate all the readers. I love when they wait and they keep asking on Insta and on mails that when is the next part coming. So that I believe in. That is the repayment for us. If people are liking it and they're wanting to know more about what happened to the characters, but I can assure you and all the other readers that the third part is going to outsmart the second also. I promise you that.
We are looking forward, and I'm sure you're going to keep up to your promise, because you kept up to your promise even in the second part, where the readers felt the second part was a notch higher than the first part. And like you said, they all are loving the second part too. So tell me, which day did you decide to spend this story, and how did the whole story progress? Tell us a little back in time about the Hidden Hindu, the writing part.
Well, everything started in 2014. Can I be just myself and honest and not be?
Yes, Please. That
just
would
an
be
author for yeah.
the
So everything,
matter.
everything started in 2014 while I was running a chain of restaurants in Indore, MP. I had 5 restaurants in there, and everything was going good. Which is when the most tragic part of my life uh, crushed me badly. Uh, I went through a divorce and I lost my son in the divorce to my wife. It was a very hard time, which is when I decided to stop running restaurants and start writing for my son. So when I started writing, I wasn't writing for the readers. Honestly speaking, I was only writing so that whenever my son returns, I could gift him a story which I just wanted to tell him that I've been missing him and I was working for him every day. But I don't know whether I should say fortunately or unfortunately, because unfortunately I can narrate this story to everybody now, but irony is that I'm still waiting for him to hear it from me. Fortunate is big. I'm calling it fortunate also at the same time because uh, that story, which was written for my son, has now made me a national bestseller author. Mr. Mahendra Singh Dhoni's company, Dhoni Entertainment, has bought the visual rights. We're working on making a 3-part film. That depression and that hard times threw me out of Indore, and I reached Mumbai, because of which now I have 6 more films other than this trilogy. So that is how it started. I just thought, Shweta, that all our new generation, they know so much of Marvel and DC and Iron Man and Batman and whatnot, but we are missing out to know our own culture. There are 7 immortals. We all know what immortals mean. So ancient Hindu scriptures tell us about 7 immortals who are going to be on earth till the end of the earth. If you will ask the new generation, I bet hardly, not even 10 out of 100 people will be able to tell you those 7 names. So I thought that, we should first know who we are, our own stories before. I have no problems. I personally love watching Marvel and DC films. I'm so much looking for this Wakanda Forever and all the other things coming. I am right now following She-Hulk so much. She is awesome. But everything is good once you know yourself. You know your own stories, your childhood stories, your beliefs, your culture. But the new generation likes to know it in the perspective, in the background of today's time, and not going into the periodic times of Ramayana and Mahabharata, which is why we decided to keep the whole story in the contemporary. It is all set in today's time, where a man is caught in 2020. You know it already, but maybe some of the readers might not have heard it before. So a man is caught in 2020 who's claiming to have been on the face of earth since the birth of the earth. So he's never died, he's not aging, and now he's caught in 2020 where he claims to have been survived all the 4 yugas without dying. And he has been a part of both Ramayana and Mahabharata. He has met both Ram and Krishna in person. And he's claiming himself to be the 8th immortal that the world has never ever heard of before, in search of the remaining 7 immortals that we know a little bit of. So that's the one line of the first part. And naturally, the second part continues, where I leave the readers with a cliffhanger of a little more interesting and bigger than Katappa ne Bahubali ko kyun mara. So yeah, that's how it started, and that is why I decided to pick this topic and write on.
So, like you said, fortunately, unfortunately, maybe your son was destined to be a part of this, because they say, na, Upparwala, like since we're talking about the hidden Hindu, the Upparwala has different ways to get us on a path, which is our path. Maybe if things were right, this would never happen. So it was again a divine choice. And I'm sure when he comes and when you narrate this story to him, it's a thing that he's going to have for life, not just the story, but also the achievements that have come along with the story. Because if it wasn't for him, none of this would happen. So yeah, it's going to come in like many.
Maybe someday he also falls in love with Shweta Rohira and sits and watches this and finds, oh my God, my dad knows her. Let's go back to my dad.
God willing, this happens. If this is how it's going to happen, I am going to especially take him and be like, you know what? You have just fulfilled our chitter chatter to another level. So I hope very soon he hears the story. He's super happy. And it could also happen that we are thinking you've not narrated the story, but at some point, maybe he already knows the story. He knows the books. You never know. So let's have a thing that he already knows the book. He already knows the two stories and he's waiting for his father. And one fine day he might just come and be like, Papa, autograph do aapke book pe.
By the way, which book are we talking about?
Don't know. Because how can we talk one? We have to talk about the trilogy. So don't know. And also, so since we both have our copies, how about a selfie moment before we go ahead with the further thing?
Oh, why not? Sure.
This is going to be a task for me. I wish मैं काली माता या दुर्गा माता या कोई भी माता की तरह 6-7 हाथ होते. Hold on.
6-7. So who's going to click it? Are you?
Me.
Okay.
Hold on. This is the first time I'm trying to click 2 books का selfie moment at the same time.
हो गया क्या? Click हो गया?
1, 2, 3. And yes, I did.
So what's new on your side?
Well, new is that, I'm waiting on the cliffhanger and I can't wait. I'm counting days. And just like me, there's this huge line of people who are counting days कि कब आपकी book print होगी, कब वो बाहर आएगी, कब लोग copies buy करेंगे. So that is a new part on my side.
Well, I can give you a hard copy before time, blackmail.
See the advantages of knowing Author AKSHAT GUPTA. I better get my before time. Now you've promised on Chitter Chatter और ये सब viewers यहाँ पे गवाह है कि मुझे copy way before time मिलने वाली है.
जी आपको रिलीज के पहले आपकी कॉपी मिल जाएगी. That's a gentleman promise. और we are working on the cover page of the third part and the editing is under process. So probably by around Diwali we'll be done with our editing part and by the end of next month we'll be ready with the cover page. So yeah, work in progress.
Then I have not reviewed the book is because I'm going to review all the 3 parts together. Though I've read it, but I want to review the whole trilogy together. I have something in mind. So इसीलिए viewers आपने मेरे review नहीं देखे and also what happens is मुझे book इतनी पसंद आई है कि I might just land up giving spoilers. So I've just been biting my tongue and not talking about the story at all. So एक बार trilogy निकलेगी उसके बाद मेरे reviews धन 3 parts में निकलने वाले हैं.
Though just because everybody is they're listening to us, the Hidden Hindu का first part Hindi में भी आ चुका है. For whoever wants to buy it can buy it from Amazon in Hindi as well.
So people, if you've not read part 1 or part 2, or you didn't want to read in English and you want to read in Hindi, or you've also enjoyed reading in English and you want to read in Hindi also, all you have to do is Chitter Chatter के बाद आप जाइए amazon.com पे बुक बाय कीजिए, पढ़िए, उसे रिव्यू कीजिए, दूसरे लोगों को बताइए और ऑथर अक्षत को भी बताइए आपको बुक कैसी लगी, क्या पसंद आया और कौन से पार्ट पे आप क्लिफ हैंगर पे अटक गए हैं. So we all are waiting for your reviews and want to know what was your journey like when you read the Hidden Hindu part 1 and part 2 and while waiting for part 3. So Akshat, tell me, you took this long time to write your story. The first day book आपके हाथ में आई, like the first copy, you saw your book and you could feel your book, you could feel your story physically in your hand. What was that feeling like?
So on my Insta there's this video. We were having a party at my place because we knew that the date is confirmed and the first part is about to come out. It's around 8 in the evening and suddenly the bell rings and here comes this Amazon boy with this, and I was expecting it. I thought maybe tomorrow, maybe one day before or later, and we were already having a gala time when he entered. So we took it. When I opened it and I realized that was my book, we called him in, and we were any which ways dancing in our house. So we brought him in and we said, you have to dance with us. So we have a video. I think on my Insta we have put it. So he also, for good half an hour he was at our home, actually partying with us, drinking and dancing with us, just because he was the one who delivered it. you can understand the intensity of my and my people's happiness when we got it in our hands. That वो बोलते हैं ना, पहले के जमाने में क्या होता था कि भले if there are two enemies also, but the messengers were treated so well. You know, the messengers were never killed, which is another reason why Ravana was अगर उस समय सोशल मीडिया होता तो रावण को बहुत ट्रोल करते सब लोग, because Ravan did not behave well with Hanuman and Angad both. So we have just crossed Dashera like a day, two days before. Had Ravan been, and Adi Purush of course, so had been Ravana in today's time not treating the messenger well, he would have been, people would have trolled him so badly. So he was the messenger with my own book, and we were super happy.
You know, while we're talking about social media in today's time, the publishing industry is picking up big time. Kindle books have come, and you know, it's a time where touchwood Indian authors they're out there, like, you know, and it's doing really well. So there's a lot of competition too. When the book came out, what were your pressures like, you know, with like how the sales going, how the reviews going? What was that journey like?
Honestly speaking, Shweta, this is my first book, and that was the first part of my first book. I still feel like, don't go on my size or the color of my beard. I feel like an infant inside this industry. It is so huge, and people have got so much to say and to write and to tell. I thought I'll be lost. I thought this book will be lost. I thought that the victory in itself was that I, however, managed to finish the book and then somehow, you know, take it to Penguin. But so I, honestly speaking, I am only doing whatever I can do at my best, and I have no understanding of marketing. There's a team behind me naturally working for me. They know it better. It's just happening. And now for the second part, the team is also very surprised for two things. Point number one, that we touched the national bestseller in a record-breaking time of 5 months, which is not a very usual thing. With a first-time author and a trilogy which is still not out fully, you know. And the second thing, how nicely the second part is being accepted and people are picking it without we doing anything. So one thing that we have learned out of this is that, you know, you should play all in if it is a trilogy or it is a part book. If the first part does well, you are sorted with the rest of your writing career.
Well, talk about writing career, people. Sir has not only written this trilogy, he's written movies also, which you're going to see very soon on screen. So, uske baare mein thoda bataiye. Like, how is it different, you know, when you're writing a book, that getting adapted, and you writing directly for a movie?
See, writing a book is a cheaper affair in comparison to films. I'm talking as an author only. I'm not even involving the producer's money right now. How come? You just need a pen and a paper to become an author. A pile of papers and pens. And then you can take your characters and story to anywhere. And then you go writing films, you know. And from the very first scene, if you want your hero to come out of a Cadillac, the producer says, cut it down to Maruti 800. And then you have to do it. So, despite of being cutting it from a Cadillac to a Maruti 800, it is still, you know, much expensive to think and write a movie. There are many constraints on writing a movie. You know, first of all, it has taken me 6 years to write this trilogy. You know, 250 pages of 3 pieces, 3 parts. Whereas we are given like 3 months or 4 months to finish a film. And that too, not you cannot ask for a chopper. You cannot make an island. You can't do anything. You just have to do in the limitations of the days of the hero, budget of the producer, and so many more things. I think you need to go and check that.
I think Amazon ki book aayi hai. If I'm not mistaken.
One more. So if you want to go and check it, it's okay. I can hold on. Or maybe we can just
A minute. 1 minute.
So, guys, the beautiful face is already gone. Here we are, you and me. You and I in this beautiful world. Yeah, that was quick. Yeah, that was quick. So yeah, writing a book is comparatively much cheaper than writing a film.
Also, like you said, it's a cheaper affair writing a movie and a book. When you're writing a book, the whole idea of this, it's so different, like you're writing something and you want your person, like you're not actually, you have to put in those words to make the person visualize, क्योंकि adaptation तो चलो आगे चल के होगा, right? यहाँ पे तो आप पहले ही जब लिख रहे हो वो माइंडसेट है कि इसको अडेप्ट करना है, तो सबसे बड़ा डर क्या होता है, मतलब वो डर जो एक राइटर का कभी कभी होता है, वो क्या डर है when you're writing a book और वो क्या डर है when you're writing a movie?
देखिए, I don't think writing a book में कोई डर है. You know, you are the captain of the ship, you are the passenger of the ship, you are the crew of the ship, you are the air hostess, you are the pilot, you are the passenger. So if it crashes, it is only you who's going down. You know, and if somebody has chosen to write a book, he knows the merits and demerits of trying to becoming an author. That's fine. But when it comes to writing films, you are just the navigator. You don't have the steering in your hands, but everything is, I've recently told this line somewhere, I don't know where, I don't remember where, that films are, what are films? Films are the visual medium of telling a story.
True.
Why are we not doing so good in films right now is because we are not telling stories. The stories are not good. Rest everything is fine. Talk about VFX. I'm not quoting any film. Talk about VFX and big stars and big directors and big budgets and big production houses. One thing that they are not doing, which is the baseline of all the films, is films are the visual medium of telling stories. Work on stories. So despite of not being on the pilot seat, when a film crashes, a lot of people die. When I say die, not literally, but their careers, they get a blow. You know, it's very painful for the writer, of course, because there's a team of hundreds and hundreds of people who believe in one thought. So we are equally responsible if the film is not working good. That is where बहुत सारा डर बनता है, because hitting a film is not only your work. It is not only in your hands. You may give a good story and it could be spoiled by the producer's budget or by the director's vision or by the actor's acting. You know, there could be 100 reasons for a film to crash. So वहाँ डर लगता है that I tried and I did the best whatever I could, but still I am not in control. Whereas when it is about book, if it is good, it is yours. If it is bad, it is yours. Either you take the credit or you take the blame. So it's more a black and white thing becoming an author and a very grayish thing becoming a screenwriter.
So how's your journey been? Black and white and grey, आप तो दोनों ही rule कर रहे हैं.
नहीं, rule तो क्या कर रहे हैं, but I've made this point very clear that the films for a writer, for me at least, the films are for money and the book is for fame.
So may you enjoy the fame and the money, because both are equally important in today's planet of Earth. So may you have both, and may our viewers give you both. They should love your movies when they're adapted. They're already loving the book. They've proven their love with you ruling on Amazon. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed this podcast with author AKSHAT Gupta. And if you all have missed any part of this podcast, it's going to be on YouTube and Spotify. So you can watch it again. You can tag your friends so that they can watch. And if you haven't read your copies, then go online and buy it right now. What's the Akshat? Right now, right? So thank you, Akshat, for your time. And we are looking forward for the third book and another chitter chatter with the third book around.
Yes, of course. Keep smiling.